Welcome to today's thrilling surgery showcase, witnessing how the professor conquers all challenges with Thomas' help. Suddenly, a nurse, tense as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, accidentally bumps into a lamp. Perfect timing for Luckily, the professor stays calm, proceeds steadily as the baby's BP drops below 60. Stakes are rising. The crucial step has arrived. The professor asks the nurse to hand over Thomas' homemade vascular connector. Talk about a idea. As time ticks away, the professor successfully completes the procedure. With their self-created suturing method, they are just a step away from pulling off. Everyone anxiously awaits surgery results. The babe is improving great. This is the landmark success of heart surgery in human history. Everyone hails the professor, but success always comes with some gossip. Despite the nasty rumors getting under the professor's skin, he graciously praises Thomas. The two share a knowing smile, no words needed. Thanks to the professor's hard work, Hopkins Medical School became a mecca for baby heart disease patients from across the country, a real healing hub. However, during the photo session, Thomas is left out, watching the professor's vibrant look, a mix of emotions. It wasn't until this made the cover of Life magazine that Thomas realized his name wasn't even mentioned. Not even a simple name mentioned. Am I invisible? Thomas disguises as a way to crash the party. He envisioned the professor would announce his contributions, but on stage, the professor seemed to forget his name. This crushes Thomas' spirit. His years of hard work feel like casting stones across water, leaving no trace and a foggy future. Finally, he decides to leave the professor, abandon his dreams, and resigns the next day. He says it's because the professor didn't mention his importance in the speech, yet the professor stays calm. This is the relationship between helping and human capability. You can't just buzz into their lives uninvited. That's just, or will you just stand still? I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you. Although they co-created medical history, their names will forever remain unetched in. Thus, after countless disappointments, Thomas feels like he's hit a dead end, leaving this world that never felt like home. He then rebranded himself as a low-profile pharmaceutical rep, unaware that had already become a legend in the black medical. Local black deans idolize him, and his business booms within 3 years. He's in a nice car and a cozy villa, living the good life. Yet, inside, he feels empty and lost. His perceptive wife sees through his worries and gently encourages him to return to his dream world. Their well-being secured, his wife encourages him to step back into the world he longs for. The next day, he mustered courage to enter the professor's office, memories swelling like smoke and competitive shadows lingering. After 3 years, they seem centuries apart. The professor's glory faded with the composed hair. After much growth, Thomas is now more composed, expressing his desire to return to the lab. Despite unpopularity and poor pay, he returns a brave new age soul. They launch another expedition into the unknown, and over the next decade, Thomas cultivates a new generation of medical PhDs. In this decade, society outside undergoes a metamorphosis. After years of struggle, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act in 1964, driven by Black Americans. Legally, it proclaimed that Black and white Americans would have equal rights, making racism an old joke. Because of this, Thomas gets promoted to lab director. One day, a lady knocks on his door, bringing a message that Professor Bannock wishes to meet him. 5 minutes later, they meet in an elevator. Time flies, 34 years since they met. The passing is unspoken, and the two stop in front of a painting, recalling old times. The professor suddenly stops, his wheelchair in contemplation, perhaps feeling a twinge of regret about his life's journey. Unless you happen to be one of the fortunate few, I have my own regrets. But I believe we should remember not our failures, but what we've done and the lives we've saved. Thomas nods in relief, but then the professor stands up on his own, refusing Thomas' assistance. He then shakily walks out the door. Little did anyone know, it would be his final farewell. The next day, Thomas receives the heartbreaking news of the professor's passing. He collapses, unable to comprehend the loss. For over 30 years, they were like soulmates, perfectly in sync. Many years later, the Hopkins board awarded Thomas an honorary doctorate, calling him a pioneering scientist. At this moment, his efforts are finally acknowledged. The spotlight is on him at last. The medical school even prepared a portrait for him, hanging it next to the professor's. Thomas' dream finally comes true. This is a true story. Professor Bannock died in 1964, aged 65, and Vivian Thomas in 1985, aged 75. One black, one white. They collaborated for over 30 years, leaving a remarkable mark on medical history. Their blue baby surgeries pioneered cardiac surgery, saving countless infants and bringing hope to despairing families. This embodies the essence of medicine, the beauty of pursuing dreams. Even if you think Thomas' rewards in the end seem small, his lab earnings were dwarfed by what he could make in sales, but was it really not worth it?